I don't see, oh, there's Karen.
All right. Good evening and welcome to the November 13th, 2023 City Council meeting. I will now call the meeting to order. Now I'll ask Councilmember Kalmek to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City Clerk, will you please take roll?
Yes, Councilmember Kalmek,
Here.
Councilmember Landau,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Starsich,
Here.
and Mayor Moore.
Here. I'll call for a motion and a second to approve the excused absence of Councilmember Steele.
I'll move.
Second?
Please vote on your iPads.
Motion carries 4 votes yes.
Thank you. We'll move to presentations and recognitions. So recognition of Orange County Fire Authority Captain Steve King. Tonight, we will like to recognize Fire Captain Steve King for 45 years in the fire service with the Orange County Fire Authority, and a call upon Orange County Fire Authority Division Chief Covey.
Thank you, Mayor Moore and Council, City Manager Ingram, staff, and residents. I have an honor tonight of introducing someone I really consider a legend in the fire service, but I want to kind of flash back to 1979 when Captain King started. President was Jimmy Carter. Gas was 63 cents a gallon. Volkswagen decided to stop building VW Bugs, became an instant classic, and the Bee Gees were king. So that was the environment Captain King started the fire service in. In 1979, he started with the then called the California Department of Forestry, which is now CAL FIRE, who served the 8 cities in Orange County. In 1980, it transitioned to the Orange County Fire Department. Steve King, passionate for becoming a firefighter, did it for $770 a month back then. So no, it didn't take much time at all. They decided that he was going to be an engineer. So he promoted in 1980 to an engineer, and in 1995 to captain. So he really was pretty quick moving through his career because it just demonstrated the professional that he was and the success that he was. He's worked throughout the county the entire time, but in 2001, he settled into what he calls his home, and that's Seal Beach. He worked Station 48 for over 20 years, one of our busiest medic engine companies. And then finally got his dream to come true and transferred down here to downtown Seal Beach in 44s. A little bit of a different lifestyle, and I think he's really enjoying it. Throughout his career, you know, the thing that really strikes you with Steve is his attention to detail and his passion for the profession. So it really served him well when he worked in our honor guard for many years. Really showing what the fire service is about. And then it also served him well working with a federal incident management team he did for almost 20 years as in the logistics section, responding to major incidents throughout the state, especially the western states. One of the things I think he's most proud about is he's had over 20 rookie firefighters. And all those 20 firefighters, not a single one failed probation. So his passion he would pass on to his fire service, to all these young firefighters, including guys like me, because he knew me when I was that young. He's passionate about being an engineer, so he rewrote all of our training manuals. And then he was also a Fire Instructor 3 cadre. So when you talk about someone knows truly the science of attacking fires and dealing with them, Steve King is one of those. Not that he hasn't done enough for everybody else, he's also done a lot for the residents of Orange County, and twice has been acknowledged at a higher level of awards, including 2 separate rescues. One in 2015 where he saved 2 people from a burning building in Long Beach, and one last year where same thing in Midway City. So he was recognized at our Best and Bravest ceremonies for those awards. So in closing, I just want to thank you for tonight. Captain King has been a mentor to me since I was very young, and he still is now. He's a guy that I can call at any time and get what the information I need. his depth of knowledge is beyond unbelievable. When he gets to an incident, I know Councilmember Kalmick listens to him all the time on the radio. He's just so methodical and specific, and everything gets done and done right. The residents of Orange County have been very appreciative of him working for 45 years, and Seal Beach has been fortunate to get over 20 of them here. So Mayor Moore, thank you tonight for acknowledging Captain King with his 45 years in the fire service.
You have the presentation.
Thank you.
You have the proclamation. Whereas Captain Steve King has served for his community selflessly for 45 years, beginning his career in the 1979 California Department of Forestry Academy. And whereas Captain King's hard work and dedication has recognized early as he was promoted to engineer in 1980. Whereas over the next 15 years, he gained enormous amounts of experience by running innumerable calls and being assigned to multiple strike teams, and was promoted to captain in 1995. He worked at various stations from the start of his career until 2001, where he found his home in Seal Beach. And he has spent 21 years at Station 48 and has been at Station 44 since 2022. And I therefore proclaim and express our sincere appreciation to Captain Steve King and his 45 years of outstanding public service to the Seal Beach community.
Thank you. Congratulations. I'd like to shake your hand. A little bit, not much. Go ahead. I would like to take a moment to give someone very special in my life that I'm able to be here. So just give me 1 second. You already know about me. So what got me here was them. Every fireman cannot be a fireman or do the job he does for everyone without the support. In my time I was here, I would go away on fires for a month, 6 weeks, strike teams for 3 weeks. We've been dealing with a manpower issue in our ranks for some time, and I would work lots of overtime. And through it all, my wife stood there like the lighthouse in the fog. Always a light turning so that when I come home, it's wonderful. And my daughter, 15 years, she just had a birthday. She'd been right there with her. I couldn't have done it without him. I appreciate everything Orange County Fire Authority's done, from CAL FIRE, CDF, to Orange County Fire Department, to Orange County Fire Authority. The lifestyle I have and what I have to show for is because of the agency. I have some wonderful chiefs right now that support me in what I do. And at my rank, they give me a lot more responsibility than a lot of captains. They call on me for information just because I'm the old elephant. I remember things that happened 20 years ago that help us now. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. And I want to give a special shout out to my man over here to the left. I know he's wearing a tie and he's all official tonight, but that's Joe to me. Joe and I go back my whole career. He was with me when he went through firefighter training, and his brother, God bless him, and through the engineer training and the officer training. And we fought many fires together in Seal and out of county. So I want to tell him thank you because he also got me here. And I just want to say thank you tonight. This is an absolute privilege to be here, and I like being here. And you can count on me being here just a couple more years. And then I'll have to say goodbye. But thank you so much. God bless you all, and have a good evening.
All right, thank you very much. Now move on to the 100th anniversary of the Women's Club of Seal Beach proclamation. The Women's Club of Seal Beach was organized in 1923 and is celebrating its 100th year as a social and service organization. The founding members of the Women's Club of Seal Beach are Norville Gates, Grace Haskell, Bertha Mertz, Grace Palmer, Louise Proctor, Jessie Reed, Minnie Snyder, and Mary Washburn. The Women's Club of Seal Beach is committed to supporting and promoting the educational, civic, and charitable advancement of our community through volunteer service and fundraising activities. Therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Seal Beach recognize the efforts of the Women's Club of Seal Beach to promote and encourage the education of our young and its support of various civic activities for the past 100 years, and do hereby proclaim 2023 as the 100th anniversary of the Women's Club of Seal Beach. Now call upon Karen Russell for remarks.
Thank you so much for this recognition. It's not so much for those of us who now serve, but for recognizing those from the past who have given so much to this community. I would like to thank my councilwoman, Lisa Landau, and Gloria Harper for making this happen. And I just want to emphasize the fact that we only support local charities, and that's what they have done for years. It's interesting because our women's club does not belong to the state or the national, so we do not have to kowtow to what they tell us we have to do. And one of our biggest fundraisers every year is our plant sale we have at the pier in conjunction with the Arts and Crafts Fair. Another one we have usually a tea or a luncheon every year, but we give to things like the youth center, the library. There's a clinic called the Listonic Clinic, which is a free clinic for people who can't afford medical care. We Care in Los Alamitos, which is it's one of those places that try to keep people from becoming homeless. For example, if they need a month's rent paid or an electric bill or they need food, they have a food bank there. And every month, our women's club members bring bags of food and toiletries and things like that so they can put that on their shelves. And we have a person who's kind of a liaison to that community group, and they take those kinds of things to the We Care facility over in Los Alamitos. And we give to the schools, the Media Center at McGaw, as well as our arts program. And then we also give to grad night for the high school, and we give to the music programs at McGaw, as well as McAuliffe and Oak, which are the middle schools where our students from this community go. And so it's just a short list. I mean, we go on and on and on. We've been doing that for years and years. And we usually have one meeting a year where we bring in some of our charities and give them their checks. And I don't know if you all know that the youth center was just able to build a facility for their efforts for the youth of the community. But I'd like to also recognize tonight, we have a whole group of people here from our women's club. Could they all stand up, please? So we could you please stand up? Thank you for coming. And I just, again, want to thank you so much for the opportunity to get this proclamation. I know that they're going to hang it in the library where we have other proclamations from the years past from other anniversaries. So.
All right, let me come down and give your
okay.
proclamation. Going to join me, Councilmember Landau.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Let's move a little to the left. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Congratulations. We'll move to the Orange County Transportation Authority update. I call upon OCTA's Senior Program Manager Jeff Mills and General Manager of Express Lanes Programs Kirk Avila.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you so much for the opportunity to provide an update on the I-405 improvement project. Again, my name's Jeff Mills. I'm the program manager for the project for OCTA. Joining me is Kirk Avila, general manager of the Express Lanes programs. We also have Lance Larson, our executive director of government relations, and Chris Buckley from our public outreach staff for the project. So I'm going to start with a very brief background. Here on slide 2, as shown on the left, the project limits are from approximately State Route 73 in Costa Mesa up to I-605 in the city of Seal Beach, a length of approximately 16 miles. And as shown on the right, one regular general purpose lane will be added in each direction of the 405, consistent with Measure M, and that's depicted in yellow. And another additional lane will be added in each direction that will combine with the existing carpool lane to create dual express lanes from State Route 73 to I-605, and that's depicted in green. The overall cost of this design build project is just over $2 billion, and we're about 95% complete overall with the construction. This slide provides some additional background, but the key piece of information is that we anticipate opening all lanes on December 1st. So just about 2.5 weeks away. All lanes include the 2 regular freeway lanes, the 405 express lanes, all of the ramp and local street lanes as well at that point in time. We will still have some miscellaneous construction activities continuing into the early parts of 2024, such as landscaping that I'll touch on in a moment. Slide 4 shows our bridge construction map. So this is generally south and east of the city of Seal Beach, but we did replace 18 bridges, as you might have noticed in your commute or in your regular ride. All 18 of those are now complete and open to traffic, so we're excited about that milestone. This graphic on slide 5 reflects several areas within the city that had construction activities ongoing over the course of the last several years. These areas included College Park West, Northgate Road, Old Ranch Parkway, Seal Beach Boulevard, Lamson Avenue, and Almond Avenue. Work in these areas is primarily completed, but we will still be working on the landscaping activities into the spring of 2024. And some of the other miscellaneous activities shown here, including striping and some monument work on Seal Beach Boulevard that will reflect the city seal on the outside, and some artwork that we brought to this council almost 6 years ago. And we're finally getting to that point in time where we're getting into the landscaping and aesthetics, which is also an exciting time for the project because that means the asphalt and concrete is pretty much done at that point in time. Work is also completed on the 5 on and off ramps near Seal Beach Boulevard. And that was something that we talked about in previous city council meetings, but happy to report all that work is done at this point in time. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Kirk to discuss some of the 405 express lane in a little more detail.
Thank you, Jeff. Good evening, Mayor Moore and City Council members. As Jeff mentioned, my name is Kirk Avila. I'm General Manager of OCTA's Express Lanes program. And as Jeff mentioned, the next several slides, I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on the operational aspects of the 405 Express Lanes. For those of you that are familiar with the 91 Express Lanes or have traveled out to the Inland Empire, we are trying to mirror the 405 to the 91 Express Lanes. And we will be pricing the 405 Express Lanes in a similar fashion in the sense that it's a variable rate pricing where each hour is priced independently of the other hour. There'll be separate prices for northbound, separate prices for southbound. I have a slide in a couple slides from now that goes into the details for that. The tolls that are established were part of a toll policy that was approved by our board of directors in July of this year. The toll policy is available on our website, the 405 Express Lanes website, and that toll policy dictates and lists out how tolls can be adjusted either upwards or downwards, and that's based upon volumes on the lanes. To ride the express lanes, you have to have a valid account with funds in the account as well as a transponder. That will enable you to be able to have interoperability through any toll facility or express lanes throughout the state. So if you have an existing account with LA Metro, the 91 Express Lanes, the toll roads, or if you have an account from the Bay Area, you can use the 405 Express Lanes and vice versa. If you open up a 405 Express Lanes account, if you travel north, you'll be able to use the Golden Gate Bridge, for example, the Bay Area Toll Authority bridges. Each segment of the facility on the 405 Express Lanes will be priced separately. There is a map that is becoming up, and you'll see what I mean by that. And then secondly, our toll policy has various discounts that we were approved by our board that lays out who can travel for free or at a discounted rate. So this slide identifies the discounts. Solo drivers will pay whatever the posted toll is. Drivers with carpoolers with 2 individuals will get to travel for free during non-peak hours, and I'll get into what those non-peak hours are. During the peak hours, they will pay the posted toll. And if you're a carpool with 3 individuals or more, you'll get to travel for free at all times of the day. If you have a designated veteran's license plate or a disabled person's license plate or a motorcycle, you'll also get to travel for free at all times of the day. If you have a clean air vehicle, you'll receive a 15% discount on your travel. This next slide shows some of the graphics from the facility. The image on the left-hand side of the slides is the message price sign. What will be listed here are the prices for your next exit and then your final exit. So if you're traveling north, for example, on the 405, you may see the Magnolia toll price, and then you'll see the I-605 or the I-405, depending on which direction you head, your final destination. Today, there's a lot of testing going on in the corridor, so on those signs, you see a lot of gibberish. What that gibberish really means is that's being tested, and the back office is taking that information and making sure that the system works. Whether it's a 2+ or a 3+, based upon whether it's a peak hour or non-peak, will be listed right after that HOV. Where you see a black mark right now, it'll say either HOV 2+ or 3+, which indicates a no toll. The image on the right-hand side of the slide shows the read sites for the transponders. So there are cameras on that cantilever structure, as well as transponder readers. The cameras will take images and pictures of each of the vehicles that go through of their back license plates in case there's no transponder visible. I mentioned the access points in the different segments. This map indicates those exit points for the facility. Once again, if you're traveling northbound and you enter either through the 73 or coming up the 405, your first exit will be at the Magnolia Warner exit. And for those, you'll be able to access Beach, Ettinger, Bolsa, Golden West, because it's going to take a few lanes for you to cross over to get to those particular exits. If you're continuing north on the 405, the next exit point will be the Bolsa, Golden West. And the exit points for that will be for Westminster, Bolsa Chica, and Seal Beach. And then lastly, if you continue heading north, you have the option of going to the 605 or the 405. The same information is for the southbound direction, the same exit points. I mentioned the pricing structure. The next 2 slides just indicate the full length trip. As I mentioned, each segment is priced separately, and once again, that's on our website. But if you're going to use the facility northbound for the entire trip, on opening day, the maximum toll during the peak period hours will be $9.95. But if you look at all the other, a lot of the other hours, the minimum toll is $2.70. What's shaded in this graphic is that what we identify as the peak periods. So I mentioned the HOV2s get to travel for free during the off-peak hours. Wherever it's white, the HOVs will get to travel for free. This is the same graphic, however, it's southbound instead of northbound. On this direction, the maximum toll rate is $6.20, and the minimum toll is $2.55. At this point, I'm going to turn it back to Jeff to conclude our presentation.
All right, thank you. We're going to wrap up with what our next couple of steps are on the project. As I mentioned, we are looking forward to opening all of the lanes on December 1st, weather permitting, but we're anxious to get that done. And then, so that's message number one tonight. The second message is we are still going to be doing work such as landscaping and some miscellaneous activities after that into early 2024. Where we have a milestone for project completion in February. And then at that point, we'll be working with stakeholders such as the city to look at the improvements that are city facilities and gain acceptance of those, and then they will be turned over to the city. For instance, if they're outside of Caltrans right-of-way, that's what I mean by that primarily. And then our design builder is responsible for 3 years after that to make sure the plants stay healthy related to the landscaping. So when you see 2027, don't think we're out there constructing until then. We have somebody going around making sure the plants are staying healthy after the summer of 2024. So this last slide visits some of the ways that you can get in touch with us. At the bottom, you'll see our 405 Express Lanes website address where you can learn more about how the lanes work. And our marketing and outreach teams have also been busy getting the word out about the new 405 Express Lanes using social media, radio, traffic ads, print ads, and other methods to get that message out. So we tried to be brief tonight, but we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions?
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah. Thank you very much for being here. I know it's been a long time, and so we've talked about a lot of this over the years, but it's kind of a refresher with all of a sudden it's open and everybody has to know what to do. I am assuming that people have transponders from other agencies, which you said those will be able to work. If they need to get one from you, how do they go about getting a transponder from you?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. There's a couple different options. We do have a customer service center that will be opening next week. It's already populated with staff, but the grand opening for customers will be next Monday on the 20th. And that's in the city of Costa Mesa. That's off of Scenic Drive, off of Harbor, about a mile north of the 405 freeway. That's one option. There's a walk-in center that customers, if they want to go in, they can open an account there. They can also walk to the OCTA store in our headquarters in the city of Orange at the OCTA headquarters.
Building? Okay.
In addition to that, you can go onto the 405 Express Lanes website. There'll be a My Account section that you can open up an account, and a transponder will be mailed to you once you populate the information. And then lastly, you can call in to our customer service center and you can talk to a live agent, give them the information, and then they will send you the transponder.
Okay, and it's my understanding if you have a carpool of 3 or if you're a 2-passenger vehicle during off times that you're going to need a switchable transponder to indicate that how many are in your vehicle. So some of us maybe just have a little decal now. We don't have that. That's the same method. We go to one of those places or contact 405express.com.
That's correct. So currently today, there's 3 different types of, you mentioned the different transponders. There's the sticker transponder that's affixed to the windshield, and that's for the non-HOV travels. Then there's a switchable transponder, as you mentioned, that you can move the switch and indicate whether you have 1 person, 2 persons, or 3 persons in the vehicle, and you set that prior to your trip if you have 3 individuals in the car. And then lastly, there's an external transponder that you can affix to your license plate, but that does not give you the flexibility of doing the switching points. Yes.
Okay. if you have a motorcycle, you're still going to need a transponder, correct?
That's correct, a transponder and a valid account.
Okay, and if you have a disabled license plate, a special veterans one, do you have to register that? How do you get free with that?
Yes, it's the same process where you would open up an account, but you would open up a special access account. We would ask for proof of the license plate, but you would be given the transponder that has it designated in our back office system that it's either a designated veterans or it's a disabled person's plate. But you would go through the same process of either walking in or contacting your call center.
Okay. Now, some of the rest of this question sometimes is how do we get onto the express lanes? Those of us in Seal Beach here, we can't get on at Seal Beach Boulevard. And 7th Street, let's see, what do you call that? East 22. So you will have to go into Long Beach and get on the 405 in Long Beach. Or the other question is, if you get on the 605 at Catella, is it possible to get on, or does that depend on the time of day and traffic? I'm just trying to figure out how far away we have to go to get on.
So there's a couple of options there, and I'll start with northbound. So if you're traveling northbound and you were in the express lanes, you would exit at near Golden West is where the exit point is, and it does take safely a mile or two to move over the number of lanes there. Some will do it much quicker, I'm sure, but that's what it should take. And so you would exit there to get off at Seal Beach Boulevard. Going in the other direction, if you did get on at Catella, it is possible to move over and enter into the express lanes. Okay. And also one other kind of half access point is if you are traveling southbound from the north end, you can take the eastbound 22, what will be an express lane connector directly from the middle of the 405 to the middle of the 22, and vice versa. If you happen to be coming westbound on the 22, you can drop into the 405 express lanes from that same express lanes connector. Those are the different options to access from, for instance, Seal Beach or Seal Beach Boulevard.
Okay. I did read the staff report from the toll policy meeting, and there are like 3 segments here, but when I was reading about adjustments in toll policy, it seemed like you had more segments. Is that correct? Like that would adjust to keep the flow moving?
Yeah, Mayor Pro Tem, if you look at this graphic, we talked about the different exit points, including the 22. When you add up the northbound and you add up the southbound, there are 19 different combinations. So someone could be coming in from the 73 on the south end, heading north from the 73 and get out at Magnolia. So that's one option. Or they can continue to go through to Bolsa and get out at Bolsa. That's a second option. Or they can enter in at Magnolia and exit at Bolsa. So there's 19 different combinations. So that's what the toll policy was trying to discuss. Okay. And when you look at the attachments, each of the segments are priced differently, such that you can see if you travel just one segment, what that price would be. And then we also have at the very end the full trips, whether your entrance point was the 73 or the 405 in the south, whether your exit point was at the 605 or the 405 in the north, or even if you entered in, as Jeff mentioned, from the 22, you still have the option of going to the 605 or the 405. So there's all these different combinations. So the toll policy and the pricing aspects tries to cover what each one of those segments would be priced at.
Okay, so you showed us the policy for starting. So over the next 18 months or something, it could adjust, and it's going to be that set for a day. So it's not going to be dynamic or anything. It's going to be set by board approval, I guess.
That's correct. It's not a dynamic pricing system. It's a variable congestion pricing system where each hour is priced separately. However, we do understand and realize that the opening day toll rates based upon congestion may fluctuate. We want to make sure that we have free flow travel for those individuals that use the express lane. So if we see a segment is underutilized, we'll lower the toll rates. If we see it's overutilized and causing congestion, we may have to raise the toll. That'll all happen during what we call the ramp-up period. Sometimes ramp-up periods take about 2 years before things start to stabilize, but that's not always the case. In the 91 express lanes, when Riverside County extended that into Riverside County, their ramp-up period was less than a couple months because there was so much demand.
Yeah.
This is one of the most, as you know, this is one of the most heavily traveled corridor in the nation. So we're really bracing ourselves to figure out and trying to price this correctly such that we could have maximum throughput through that corridor.
Okay, let me just look real quick here. Okay, well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You have any?
Just a quick question. Is the same transponder for the 405, does that work on the 73?
Yes. So as I mentioned, interoperable throughout the state of California. Any toll facility in California, if you have a valid account or a valid transponder, you can use it at any facility.
Okay, thank you.
I have a few questions on the landscaping and water line for College Park West. What is the water line reference?
When we improved the Montecito Channel in the College Park West area, there were 2 city water lines that had to be relocated, and that work is complete. However, there's just adjacent to that, there's a line that's leaking, so we'll be going back in and fixing that. It appears to be, we'll need to put a new valve in, and that's what that's intended to mean. So the majority of the work is complete. We're just coordinating with our contractor to get that last piece fixed.
Okay. I've gotten a lot of complaints on trash, I guess, like after the project. Is that going to get cleaned up?
Yes, I know that's been an ongoing challenge, particularly at the north end in the 605, 405 area. We are working with our contractor to clean up the entire area as we get towards that December 1st, but then also in February at what we call project completion, they're required to leave the corridor and the project limits in good repair. And then at some point that'll be returned back to Caltrans in the summertime for them to maintain it. But we will be cleaning it and addressing some of those areas that I know have come up often and even recently.
Okay. When people that take the 22, I guess towards Tustin, is that going for the carpool lane? Can they still get into the carpool lane from the 405, or do they have to go to the right now, starting in December?
So if, for instance, they were coming westbound from Tustin, for instance, if they were coming westbound.
No, if they're going towards Tustin, like from
here.
Seal Beach to the 22. Mm-hmm. We used to be able to just, if you have a carpool, not worry about the toll and just go on that left bridge. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be closed off now for carpool?
You can still do it if you're 3+, it would be a free ride. If you're 2+ carpool, it would be free during the non-peak period. Otherwise, you'd have to use the right ramp if you chose not to use the express lanes.
Okay. I went ahead and bought the transponder, the transponder and the sticker, mm-hmm. and I went on the 73, and it charged me for, like, we had 3 people in the car, so I put it on 3, and it still charged me for the sticker. Is that because
Kirk has a good answer to that question. We've been asked that before.
First off, you're talking the 73, so that's the Toll Roads Agency. They don't have an HOV policy, so they charge everybody, regardless of whether you have a 3+ or if you have a motorcycle, they charge everybody the same price.
About if they have both in their car.
But so if you do have both, for example, if you have a sticker and you have a switchable transponder and you use the 405 express lanes or you use the 91 express lanes, so our facilities, what we do is our system will read both of them and we will apply the biggest discount or the largest discount to that particular driver. So for example, if you had your setting at 3, you would travel for free during the travel on that. But let's say you had a clean air vehicle, so you had the 15% discount and you had one person, you had it designated at 1, you would get the 15% discount. So the system will take the largest discount and apply it to your account on the 405 as well as the 91.
Okay, but not the 73.
But not the 73.
Okay,
73 has a separate facility, separate organization with separate policies.
Okay. And for the rate increases, is that a maximum that you showed us, or could it go higher as the year progresses?
So our toll policy, if you get into the details of it, if you flip through the policy itself, it'll tell you what the maximum amount, once we are stabilized, what the maximum amount of toll increases will, the dollar amount of those toll increases. And once an increase takes place, it'll be frozen for a set period of time. And that set period of time is for 6 months. The maximum toll increase could be potentially $1.35. That's depending on the level of traffic on the facility. That's when the road is stabilized and it's frozen for a 6 months period after that.
Okay. Okay, any more questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll move to Animal Control Program update. I'll call upon Police Captain Nicholas.
Sorry, 405 guys. I guess I get the applause here with the animal control update. Well, good evening, Mayor Moore, City Council members, City Manager Ingram, City staff. I feel like all I do lately is come in front of you and talk about our wonderful programs that we have. So I hope you're not sick of hearing me talk yet. But I want to give you a brief update tonight on our animal control program and some of the successes and challenges that we've experienced in the first couple months of our presentation. I can do this myself now. Nice. So after gaining unanimous approval from the City Council in May of last year, the Seal Beach Police Department embarked on a significant journey by launching our in-house animal control program on July 1st. The initiation of this program marked a pivotal moment for our department, demonstrating both our commitment to the well-being of residents and animals that we share our community with. Since that day, we've been dedicated to delivering comprehensive and compassionate animal control care to the Seal Beach community. This has not only allowed us to enhance public safety, but also presented us with invaluable opportunities to learn and adapt, and we've done a lot of that. I would like to share some of this information with you tonight. Our journey into implementing the in-house animal control program for the Seal Beach Police Department has been enlightening, revealing insights into the specific needs of our community. In the process of transitioning from contracting animal control services with the City of Long Beach to now managing our program in-house, we made a notable discovery that has significantly influenced our approach to providing this service. During our research phase, we learned that the City of Long Beach, our former contractor for animal control services, responded to approximately 1.5 animal control calls per 12-hour shift. However, since the inception of our in-house program on July 1st, we have experienced a substantial increase in the demand for our services. It very quickly became apparent that the Seal Beach community was, in fact, underserved during our years of contracting with the City of Long Beach. The realization of heightened demand came to light as we now handle a volume of calls far surpassing the historical average. It's a testament to the expectations of the Seal Beach community, which has come to anticipate a high standard of service from the Seal Beach Police Department. And we're very proud to meet and exceed these expectations, ensuring that our community receives the prompt and efficient animal control service that it deserves. The increased call volume indicates the community's trust and confidence in us to address their animal control beliefs. And we believe that our commitment to service, coupled with the Seal Beach community's familiarity with our dedication to public safety, has contributed to the surge in this demand. It underscores the importance of having a local in-house program that aligns closely with the values and expectations of our community. The overview of the calls received and responded to since the initiation of our in-house animal control program on July 1st provides a snapshot of the dynamic challenges and diverse needs within the Seal Beach community. And in front of you on the screen is a breakdown of the calls that we have addressed since July 1st. We've responded to 10 animal bite calls and reports, and responding to reports of animal bites is very critical in public safety. These incidents require prompt attention to assess the incident, mitigate potential risks, and ensure the well-being of those involved. It also requires a significant amount of documentation. We also responded to 45 dead animal collection calls. And as we know, dealing with deceased animals is not only a service to the community, but it's crucial for maintaining a clean and safe environment in Seal Beach. And we have to collect them and also dispose of them for public health reasons. We've responded to 47 stray animal calls, which involve safely capturing and handling animals without proper owners. This helps to mitigate potential risks both to the animals and the community. Fortunately, we've only had to respond to one vicious animal call so far, and as you know, swift response to such calls is crucial to make sure that nobody gets hurt and that the animal is taken care of. We've responded to 19 animal welfare checks. Some of these includes reports of dogs locked in cars. And we conduct welfare checks to ensure that animals are living in both humane conditions and are being cared for by their owners. Sadly, we responded to 42 injured animal calls, and responding to calls about injured animals is vital for providing timely medical attention when necessary. We've responded to 12 animal noise complaints, such as barking dog calls, and addressing noise complaints related to animals is essential for maintaining peaceful coexistence between residents and our animals. And then we've also responded to 193 animal information calls. This is kind of a miscellaneous category, and these calls encompass a wide range of inquiries, including miscellaneous animal services, resident counseling, and other sources of documentation. And providing better information and guidance fosters a better informed community. During all of these calls, we've transported over 45 animals to WAGS, our designated shelter. And this collaboration with the WAGS reflects the commitment to the well-being of animals in our community and how well we've worked with our partners in Westminster. Additionally, our proactive efforts involve dozens of follow-up calls and patrol checks. Animal control officers are actively patrolling various areas, including the beach, pier, Gum Grove Park, and other community spaces. These patrols serve not only to respond to reported issues, but also to proactively identify potential violations and, more importantly, educate the community on responsible pet ownership. In total, the commitment of over 270 hours of staff time dedicated to responding to animal control calls underscores the depth of our investment in ensuring the safety and well-being of both residents and animals in Seal Beach. This substantial time allocation demonstrates the proactive and thorough approach taken by our animal control program and officers since July 1st. The realization that our in-house animal control program has resulted in approximately 3 times the level of calls compared to anticipated data from Long Beach highlights significant and unique needs of the Seal Beach community. This unexpected surge in demand underscores the importance of having a localized and very responsive program that is tailored to the specific needs of Seal Beach. That being said, we've learned a lot of lessons in the first few months of this program. First is that community engagement is key. Establishing effective communication channels with the community has proven to be essential. Regular outreach, educational initiatives, and collaboration with local residents has not only fostered better understanding of our animal control efforts, but has also ensured a sense of shared responsibility for the animals. The second thing is adaptability, and we've had to adapt quite a bit. Operating an in-house animal control program has underscored the need for flexibility, from responding to unexpected challenges to adapting to the diverse needs of the community, and we've done a very good job of staying nimble in our operations. Next is education and prevention. We've learned that proactive measures such as educational campaigns, preventative strategies, both play a pivotal role in minimizing potential issues. Next is continuous training. The world of animal control is dynamic, and staying informed about the latest practices and technologies is imperative. Regular training sessions, group meetings, and professional development opportunities for staff have been instrumental in maintaining a high level of service. Next, collaboration with local organizations, and we've built good partnerships with local animal shelters, rescue organizations, and veterinary services, which has been mutually beneficial not only for the Seal Beach Police Department, but also for those organizations as well. And lastly, technology integration. This has been a significant challenge for us that we're working through. As you know, the integration of technology into the animal control program is both exciting and challenging. And if you recall, the idea is that our animal control vehicles are equipped not only to provide animal control services, but also to double as parking enforcement vehicles as well. As the Seal Beach Police Department works to enhance its in-house animal control program through technological advancements, several challenges have come to the forefront. One significant challenge lies in dealing with various technology vendors offering specialized solutions. Each vendor has its own systems, interfaces, and data formats, making seamless integration complex. However, coordinating this disparate technologies to work cohesively with our animal control program is important to us and requires frequent troubleshooting to ensure that our vehicles are well equipped. And I want to give a special thank you to management analyst Kevin Edwards, who has been extremely instrumental in ensuring that our technology is working smoothly. The next step in the evolution of the animal control program in Seal Beach involves the implementation of pet licensing systems. However, recent insights into the existing municipal code and fee structure have prompted the recognition that adjustments are necessary to align with industry standards and to ensure the financial sustainability of the program. The decision to contract with Pet Data, a reputable vendor in the field, indicates commitment to streamlining the pet licensing process and bringing it in line with the best practices. However, the current municipal code does not adhere to industry standards, which provides an opportunity for us to enact meaningful changes that reflect the evolving needs of the community. In the next couple of weeks, I'll return to the City Council to present proposed amendments to both the municipal code and a fee schedule. The Seal Beach Police Department aims to better align with industry standards and secure the financial foundation of the animal control program. As of now, we've made a decision to temporarily suspend enforcement of unlicensed dogs, coupled with the establishment of a mechanism to collect residents' dogs' information. And this is a practical approach that we've taken during this transition period. Residents are encouraged to submit their dog's information online via the link that's on your screen, or by emailing animalcontrol@sealbeachca.gov, where this information will be stored until the Pet Data portal is live. The submission process through the dedicated online portal or email not only ensures that residents' information is captured, but also sets the stage for a smooth transition once the Pet Data portal is live. I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to Police Services Manager Michael McDonald for his invaluable contributions to the success of our animal control program. His dedication and leadership have been instrumental in steering the program toward success. I also want to acknowledge the tireless efforts of our dedicated animal control officers who work diligently, often performing tasks that require a level of commitment and resilience that goes above and beyond the call of duty. Their 24/7 responsiveness and willingness to address the diverse needs of our community, including handling sensitive tasks like picking up deceased animals, truly reflects their commitment to service. And it is worth noting that we should acknowledge the community services officers and police aides who have embraced their new roles with enthusiasm. Their dedication to serving the community has been a driving force in our program's success. I would also like to extend my gratitude to our partners in other city departments, including Finance, Public Works, Community Development, and Marine Safety. The seamless implementation of this program is a testament to the collaborative efforts of the various departments, highlighting the importance of citywide cooperation. And finally, I want to express my sincere thanks to City Manager Jill Ingram and the City Council for their unwavering support, patience, and encouragement throughout the growth of this program. Your backing has been crucial, and it's through your support that we continue to evolve and provide exemplary animal control services to the City of Seal Beach. And that concludes my presentation. Yosa's ready to go for a walk in this picture. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions? Mayor Pro Tem?
Do you have a question? Go ahead.
Not so much a question, but I would really like to express my appreciation for what the program has accomplished in such a short time. I'm able to tell by the reports we get on calls for service, the log, that there have been many responses to calls, and all of which, or most of which, that are educational in nature. And so I think that you're holding to the pledge of education first before we need to issue citations for violations. And hopefully, I've talked to people that have said they see a difference. There aren't as many dogs off leash in areas where they shouldn't be. And I think that leads to certainly a safer community, and wanted to applaud you for that.
Well, thank you so much, Councilman Kelmick. I appreciate that. It is our goal to make sure that residents feel safe and secure in their homes. That's not just with crime, but it's also with quality of life issues such as animal control. So I'll be sure to pass on that message to the hardworking animal control officers that their efforts are being noticed by the community. Thank you.
Please do.
Mayor Pro Tem Sestarce?
Thank you for all your work. I know there's probably so much involved in this transition. Last time you were here, I think the chief said we would be getting, if we were already had a license, we'd be getting notification from Long Beach. If we're going into this temporary thing, will we be hearing from Long Beach, or what will we do if we're registered now?
That's an excellent question. We actually get that question quite a bit, so I appreciate you bringing it up here so I can address it, Mayor Pro Tem. So currently, if anyone has a dog license from the city of Long Beach, it's good through December 31st of this year. Originally, we anticipated launching our pet data online licensing portal before the first of the year. However, as we delve deeper into best practices in the industry, and we're working with Pet Data to help build that program and build that portal, we realize that our municipal code doesn't align with what we need to do to best serve the community. So that's why I want to come back to the council in the coming weeks to present staff recommendations to how we can amend the municipal code. That being said, unfortunately, we won't be able to begin licensing our own animals in Seal Beach until maybe around January or February. Okay. So you won't have any contact from Long Beach. They're no longer providing services, but it is our goal to message that out to the community, both online, social media, posts, press releases, so that the community knows that if they go and submit their animals' information to this pet registration portal online, it's simply a area that we can collect that data and hold onto it. We've gotten dozens, maybe even 100 responses to this so far. And then once that information, once we do launch Pet Data, then we'll be able to send the information to all the residents.
Okay. Before the program launched, we were anticipating that there would be a number of wildlife. I just wondered what your experience, if all this increase has been in wildlife, or where it's come from.
You know, I don't know the exact percentage, but based on the logs and the way that we have our data from here, I think it's only a small percentage of animals that we're responding to are wild animals. I would say the majority of them are domestic animals, dogs and cats. That being said, we have responded with marine safety to injured, marine wildlife or birds on the sand and stuff, and we will transport them to the Wetlands and Wildlife Center. But I don't think that's the bulk of the calls that we're going on.
Okay, one more. I've gotten a couple questions from people who say, wait a minute, WAGs, but what about Seal Beach Animal? Can I still take, so they're feeling bad for Seal Beach Animal Care. So residents are free to still use that. It's just that your contract is with WAGS. Is
That's
that
correct. Absolutely. Residents can take animals to the Seal Beach Animal Care Center on Adolfo Lopez. We're not trying to take any animals or any business away from them whatsoever. The issue is during our implementation, animal shelters, they're either all or nothing. They want all of the animals or they don't want some of the animals. And unfortunately, the Seal Beach Animal Care Center wasn't equipped to handle non-domesticated animals. So that's why we had to find another option. But residents are welcome to take animals themselves to the Animal Care Center. If the Seal Beach Animal Care Center will take that animal, then that's excellent. If not, then they can contact us and we'll find a way to get them over to WAGS.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just had a couple of questions. On these animal control calls, did any of those result in tickets or
No,
like the vicious dog or not?
not as of yet.
Okay, so no real increase in revenue yet at this point?
Well, we don't anticipating generating revenue from citations. We will offset some of the cost of the animal control program through licensing. However, it's been the council's directive that we take an education and outreach posture for now. However, I will say that anecdotally, we have heard from some of our animal control officers who have gone out and giving warnings several times to individuals who continue to, I guess, press their luck for lack of a better issue and lack of a better phrase, and aren't willing to put their dog on a leash. So it's been our message to our animal control staff is that if they've given somebody ample warnings and they're still choosing to disobey the local ordinances, then enforcement actions is the next step. But so far, we haven't had to do that.
Okay, thank you. And in not anticipating how busy you guys are going to be, these 270 plus hours of staff time, is that affecting our parking control? And are we going to have to hire more staff?
Well, I'll turn that over to Chief Henderson to talk about hiring staff. But what I can say is that our thanks, Chief. Our animal control officers do a number of different tasks within the city. They're either senior community services officers or police aides, and they're trained as multifunction. So from one moment they could be responding to an animal control call, the next moment they could be helping to tow a car, they could be doing traffic or they could do parking enforcement, they can be booking an arrestee in the jail, they can be helping in records, all types of different jobs to serve the community. That being said, you're absolutely right. We didn't anticipate being as busy as we are, so that means that it is difficult for us sometimes to do as much parking enforcement as we'd like because we are responding to these animal control calls. And these aren't quick calls generally. I mean, occasionally we'll respond to a call for a dog off leash and we get to the park and we don't see anybody, we can clear the call. But if it is an injured animal, that might take a couple hours for us to safely capture that animal, transport him to where they need to go, eventually get him to WAG. So we're a lot busy and it's a lot slower process than we anticipated originally.
You got it. Thank you. And one more thing on the activity report, I saw that there was a call for an injured mouse. So mice are not under your purview, right?
Yeah. We've been surprised that the funny kind of animals we've seen. Okay, yeah, there's some there.
That was good. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you. Thanks.
A few questions. I want to echo what Joe Kelmick said, that I'm impressed with how the program was implemented, and no doubt it's much, much better than what we had before. I just want to know, when you come back to council, will you show kind of an analysis of what we proposed before financially wise, what was proposed before and what you're proposing in the future, and what some of those costs are, maybe what some of the unexpected costs are, and have you run into some unexpected problems that you didn't anticipate?
Fortunately, that's a great question, Mayor Moore. Thanks for asking that. There have been a number of unexpected problems that we had no way of anticipating because none of us here had ever done animal control before, and as much training and as much time that we spent with other agencies doing field training, things have come up where we don't know how to handle them. So it's really been a group effort, and I'm very, very proud of especially Michael McDonald and his team, because they make group decisions together, really with the city's best interests in mind. That being said, we have had to make some unexpected purchases. Fortunately, none of them are too big. For instance, when we bought some of the crates for animals, it was only one door in, right? So it was sealed on 3 sides and then one door on the front. Well, apparently you can't do that with certain cats, right? Because you put the cat in there, if it's a vicious cat, you don't want to put your whole body in the crate because the cat's going to attack you and scratch you. So then you have to have a door on the other side so that you can get the cat out from the non-scratchy bitey side. So we had to buy we had to buy some equipment like that, but there haven't been many huge purchases that we've had to make those types of unexpected issues.
But do you know what some of the technical problems are with the integration with the pet data?
So far, there's no problems with pet data integration. It has to do with the technology with the license plate readers on some of the trucks. It's a different system. I don't want to get too complicated because, frankly, I can't speak to the real technical side of things. But what I can say is that the way one system talks to another system, sometimes there's some issues. But they're just hiccups. We've been working through them really well. I think the hardest part is just trying to get the two vendors to talk to one another. But Kevin Edwards does a good job of bridging that gap.
Okay. And what do you do with calls for coyotes? Do you give some education? Or?
We do. That's a great question too. We're launching a coyote reporting portal as well. So that will be on our website within the next couple of days, and we'll be sure to message that out. But we're collecting that information, and then we work very closely with Fish and Wildlife to try to address urban coyote issues. I know those have been an issue for a long time in Seal Beach. Urban coyotes will always be in town, but we do our best to respond to those.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
That's right, the wolves are coming back. Yes.
Okay, now we'll move to oral communications. At this time, members of the public may address the council regarding any items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the council cannot discuss or take action on any items not on the agenda unless authorized by law. Matters not on the agenda may, at the council's discretion, be referred to the city manager and placed on a future agenda. Those members of the public wishing to speak are asked to come forward to the microphone, state their name for the record. All speakers will be limited to a period of 5 minutes. Speakers must address their comments only to the mayor and entire city council, and not to any individual member of the staff or audience. Any documents for review should be presented to the city clerk for distribution. Have any public comments tonight?
They gotta move the dog and him to be behind me, I guess. First off, I love all of you. Yeah, this one's a lot, but I'm just gonna go for it. Dear God, I am one. In honor of both my veteran grandfathers for this past Armistice Day, I hereby announce my service upon request only by write-in for Mayor of Seal Beach and President of the United States of America next election or whatever. The Declaration of Independence was written, not bubbled in, so to vote for me, write in John, spelled J-O-8-N. I homeschool the world. I am the counselor Jesus speaks of, grandfather in his eternal love. Only the poet speaks in the literal, Abraham's covenant to litter all. I was hoping the police chaplain would be here too, the new guy. I forgot his name, I'm sorry, but Eye Asher Eye Kun Vaya kun, o theos enai megalateros apoton theo, jigo, jisho. I hereby begin the last ecumenical council to unite all denominations within the true Christ. The Father and the Son proceed from the Holy Spirit, for all language is born from laughter. C squared equals E over M. The Holy Spirit's laughter squares light speed. The Father's joking divides Joule's seed. The Son's cross line times kilogos grams feed. The true Eucharist is the miracle mushroom of panentheism. Miracle mushrooms are both unleavened bread and the new covenant. Miracle mushrooms are the source of the marriage ring logogram written in Christ's flesh and blood on the 8th day after his virgin birth. Miracle mushrooms bleed blue, just as Christ bleeds water on the cross. Miracle mushrooms are seamless, one, self-contained flesh and blood, unlike the current artificial bread soaking in wine. Miracle mushroom caps are naturally round in shape, unlike the current artificially shaped bread. Miracle mushroom texture is meaty flesh, unlike the current artificial bread. Miracle mushrooms underground mycelium gardens nature as decomposers that make life from death, just as Christ appears as a gardener to Mary after resurrection. Miracle mushrooms connect trees in mycorrhizal symbiosis, just as Christ's body connects the tree of the knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life at crucifixion. Miracle mushrooms transfigure the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil as sex to the fruit of life as marriage. Miracle mushrooms are the bread baked on cow dung in Ezekiel 4:15. Miracle mushrooms are the Epiousian bread in Matthew 6:11 and Luke 11:3. Miracle mushrooms are the hidden manna in Revelation 2:17. Ephphatha. Cuban Missile Crisis, Psilocybe cubensis. I drink the atomic phone. I am the words dance home. Sabbath's rest, ribs laugh hypnosis. Midnight's eve, eyes breathe theosis. I eat the atomic bomb. I am
You have 30 seconds to
the
wrap up.
mushroom song. 1080 spin, the Trinity. Light heaven in virginity. I hereby grant divine authority to the Seal Beach government to zone any federal military land at Seal Beach. Blessed are your eyes because they see, and blessed are your ears because they hear. Love your neighbor as yourself. Happy Thanksgiving. Truly, truly love, John.
Any other public comments? Okay, we'll move to the approval of the agenda and waiver of full reading of resolutions. By motion of the City Council, this is the time to notify the public of any changes to the agenda or rearrange the order of the agenda. Does anyone want to pull a consent calendar item? Okay, City Clerk, do you have any supplemental communications?
Yes, Mayor, 4 supplemental communications were received. They've been distributed to the council and made available to the public.
Thank you. I call for a motion and a second to approve tonight's agenda.
I'll second.
Please vote on your iPads. Motion carries. Move to City Attorney report. City Attorney Gorelli, do you have anything to report?
Thank you, Mayor Moore. The City Council met in closed session before the open session to discuss the 3 items on the posted agenda. All 4 council members present were at the closed session. Councilmember Steele was not present, and the council took no reportable action.
Okay, move to city manager report. City Manager Ingram, do you have anything?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Given that tonight is the only meeting we have this month, I wanted to provide some important calendar updates. The final parking town hall meeting will be held tomorrow night, November 14th at 5:30 p.m. here in the council chambers. As you'll see up on the screen, this will be a hybrid meeting. So members of the public can attend the meeting here in the council chambers, or they can participate via Zoom. I know the police department's provided the Zoom link through several media sources over the past couple of weeks. And again, it's visible here tonight for the audience as well. We continue to message through several media sources and really encourage our residents, visitors, employees, and business owners to participate in the city's comprehensive parking survey by the deadline of this Thursday, November 17th, I believe, by 9 p.m. And again, all of you know this survey is really crucial in us gathering feedback from our community and is available on the homepage of our city's website. And I know there's been signage placed in several locations down on Main Street as well as here in front of City Hall with a QR code to access the survey as well. The next meeting of the Citizen Council Parking Ad Hoc Advisory Committee meeting will be held on Wednesday, November 29th at 5:30 p.m. here in the council chambers. Again, this is a public meeting, and we encourage and invite the community to attend. Switching gears away from parking, as we've discussed over the past year, primarily through our budget process, it's imperative in maintaining our water and sewer utilities that we continue to be very deliberate and diligent in the timely and ongoing updates to our water and sewer utility rates. Our Public Works Director, Iris Lee, has been working diligently with our Finance Director, Barb Arenado, to move this effort forward, and we're looking at a public hearing date to consider rate adjustments in February, and that's just a couple months away, and we've still got a lot of work yet to do to get us to that point. And so working towards that date, there's several milestones, and communications and public outreach is a significant part of every step in that process moving forward. So in terms of the next immediate steps, this week we plan to go live with a rate study website that will land on the city's homepage. This rate study page will include FAQs, a few short videos about utility rates and the legal framework for setting those rates, and important dates and information about the process. The city will be hosting a water and sewer rate informational webinar on Thursday, November 30th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And we'll be pushing out more info about that meeting soon in hopes that we get strong participation from our community. And in the meantime, we'll be scheduling council briefings with each one of you in preparation for an item regarding initiating the rate study process that will be before you at the December 11th council meeting. We're excited to announce our traditional holiday events coming up starting this weekend. We have the Christmas tree lighting this Saturday, November 18th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. The Christmas parade on Friday, December 1st at 7 p.m. on Main Street, and then breakfast with Santa on Saturday, December 9th from 9 to 11 a.m. At the Marina Center. So a lot going on over the next few weeks, even though we're not meeting as a council. A lot of work ahead, as well as a lot of exciting events moving forward. And then last and definitely not least, I wanted to wish our entire staff team and their families, the community, and each one of you, the council and your families, a happy and safe Thanksgiving holiday. And that concludes my comments tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. To council comments, start with Councilmember Landau.
I wanted to thank Seal Beach PD, Chief Henderson, and Sergeant Gray. We had our first Neighbor for Neighbor post-COVID. It was held at River Beach, and it was very well attended by the residents, along with the VIPs, the CERT team, RACES, OCFA, and Bay Hardware. Also, thank you to the Lions for their continued support by providing hot dogs, chips, and drinks. Mayor Moore and I got to use a fire extinguisher. I've never used a fire extinguisher before, but thank you, OCFA. That was fun. And then also thank you to Vicki Davio, who's also a Seal Beach VIP, for spearheading this awesome community event. Also, Trunk or Treat was over the top. I was super impressed with our city staff. You guys did amazing. And the multitude of smiles and joys you guys brought to our residents was awesome. Congratulations to Public Works for their winning the custom contest. That was awesome. Then also I went to the Los Al Jazz Department fundraiser at the Gas Lamp, which was very impressive. We have lots of talented kids in our community, and we are very lucky to have Justin Padilla leading the way with these kids. Also, Alamitos Eye Care for being generous supporters of the program. And then also the chamber will be having Thanksgiving dinner at St. Anne's at 11. So if you've got nowhere to go on Thanksgiving, we will be there. It's always a wonderful time with bingo and amazing turkey dinner. Thank you.
Councilmember Kalman.
Thank you. It's been a bit busy last couple of weeks. I attended meeting Regional Council for SCAG, which is Southern California Association of Governments. I attended the Los Cerritos Wetlands Authority meeting where we were salivating over the $32.8 million that we received for the initiation of the restoration of the wetlands. And it looks like that that funding will provide and cover for all of the planning, permitting, and about 54% of actually restoring 54% of the 103 acres. So we should all be very excited about that. I attended Orange County Fire Authority HR subcommittee meeting where we learned how Orange County Fire is doing a tremendous job in controlling work comp cases, and which is can become very, very expensive, as we all know. But they've made some tremendous strides. So I was very pleased about that. Attended the Veterans Day ceremony and event at McGaw School, and it's just so amazing to see those little ones, participate and really honor the flag and honor the veterans. I think even at that age, they really do understand what it's all about. And I attended the Veterans Day ceremony at Eisenhower Park on Saturday, which was a bit of a different experience this time. The speakers were the veterans themselves, and they told some rather interesting stories, and it really gave pause to think about all of those people who have served our country in the military. And we attended a ribbon cutting for a new dance studio at 308 Main Street. So check that out. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Sustarse.
Thank you, Mayor. I attended a Regional Military Affairs Committee meeting. I attended a Governor's Military Council quarterly meeting in City of Cypress. For OC Sanitation District, I attended a board meeting, an operations committee meeting, and a state of the district meeting. I attended a parking town hall here for businesses and a parking town hall at Fire Station 48. I attended a city selection committee city selection committee meeting for the mayor. I attended a College Park East Neighborhood Association annual meeting. I also attended the McGaw flag ceremony to celebrate veterans, and it really was a cool ceremony. They all had little tiny flags, the whole school group waving those, and they also had a card that they would celebrate an actual veteran that they know, and so they held those up. And so visually, it's a stunning meeting, and just hearing the kids parade out the flags for each of the military branches and it was, very nice ceremony. I attended a California Federation of Women's Club District Council meeting where they were also celebrating veterans. The guest speaker there was our very own Captain Jessica O'Brien from Naval Weapons Station. So that was a good meeting too. And I attended the Veterans Day ceremony at Eisenhower Park. Thank you to the Lions and to Grace Church. And let's see what I forgot. Oh, trunk or treat. I attended that too. And congratulations to Public Works. All the branches did, all the departments did a great job, but Public Works was excellent. So anyway, thank you.
Take a bow, Iris.
Okay, and that's all for me today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I went to the Veterans Day ceremony. It was very special last Saturday, along with Mayor Pro Tem Sue Starsik and Councilmember Kalmek. Senator Janet Nguyen also attended and gave a moving speech. It was organized extremely well, once again, by the Lions Club. Wonderful singing of the national anthem, My Country, 'Tis of Thee, God Bless America by Chad Berlingeri. And I had the privilege of meeting many veterans at the event and throughout the years being on city council, and their profound respect for others and their deep reverence for our country serve as a model for all of us to follow. I went to the ribbon cutting at Driftwood, a few doors down from Waltz Wharf. It was a great place to do some Christmas shopping, lots of household items. Went to the ribbon cutting at Dance Around the Clock near the Bay Theater. It was a unique business with a great opportunity if you want to learn how to dance. I was able to do a little salsa dancing with the owner. They asked everyone to attend the ribbon cutting to help dance as a demo. It's a great place to take a date or your wife. And ribbon cutting at Let's Go Paint next to Fin Bars. They have many pre-made figurines. The objects are all white, and you can go there and paint with a group of friends or on a date. It looks like a fun place to go for an event or evening. I went to the Trunk or Treat event on Main Street. It was fun to see the different city booths. Congratulations, Public Works. Each department did a wonderful job, though. It was exciting to see the different designs of each booth. It seems like it's getting a little more competitive each year to see who gets the best booth. Went to the 2 parking town hall meetings. I encourage everyone to go to the last one tomorrow night at 5:30 here in the chamber, and also it's on Zoom if you can't make it here. And thank you to the city staff, residents, and the council. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks. And there's no council items, so move to consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar are considered to be routine and are enacted by a single motion with the exception of items removed by council members. I call for a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. Please vote, or no, please make a motion.
Move.
Oh, I'll move then.
Did you move?
I moved.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay, please vote. All right, motion carries.
Mr. Mayor, I did notice a public comment asking if the item on the Chevron project could be appealed, and I just wanted to confirm that the council's decision is now final.
Okay, thank you. And with no public hearing, no unfinished business, no new business, so I'm going to go ahead and move to adjournment. Adjourn the city council meeting to Monday, December 11th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. to meet in closed session if deemed necessary. Please note the November 27th, 2023 city council meeting has been canceled. Thank you.